All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Our guest tonight is a talented filmmaker whose latest project is a fascinating documentary entitled On the Lake, Life and Love in a Distant Place. We're thrilled that he's back with us here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Wicked Late, David Betancourt. David,
Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm great. You?
I'm well. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me on Wicked Late.
It's always a pleasure to see you, and I have so many questions about this new project. It's been a while since we've seen you here, but I believe really the idea behind this is it's a documentary on Zambrano Hospital.
Sort of.
Okay, well, fill me in, because I don't know anything, obviously.
Okay, it's a look at the tuberculosis epidemic of the early 20th century.
Okay.
And while it's based at the Rhode Island State Sanatorium, which is now called Zambrano Hospital.
Okay.
It's up in Wallem Lake, on Wallem Lake in Pasco, Rhode Island. While we base ourselves there, it's more of a national story, and we ended up going to sanatoriums all across the country.
Oh, so you must have ran into some of my relatives. No, I'm teasing. Now, tell us a little bit about how the idea for this came about. Now, when you were here discussing the Rocky Point film, I know you told us that idea came about because your son had visited an amusement park. Now, please tell us your son isn't visiting state hospitals across the country.
He is not.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would have been a good story.
So tell us how this idea came about.
Basically, my producer, Wayne Miller, is a close friend of mine.
Isn't it G. Wayne Miller?
G. Wayne. I left off the G.
Oh, I'm just saying.
It's short for gangsta.
Right.
Actually.
He is. When I think G. Wayne Miller, I think gangsta rap.
Yeah. Well, it's true. Yeah. We can play some of his rap later.
A little later,
yeah.
Sure.
But Wayne and I have been very close for many years. He actually wrote a book about me when I was in high school.
Really?
Which I will not give you the title because I do not want you to read
I
it.
know the title.
Hey, I'm blowing up.
You're blowing up. Isn't that nice? So, let me take the call.
It's probably Gangster Wayne Miller. Are we live?
We are live.
All right. But Wayne and I knew each other for a long time, and he had this idea about Zambrano Hospital, how it used to be a state sanatorium, and we just started to research, and the more we got into it, the more we realized that we wanted to do a more national story.
And how did you realize that there was enough of a story here? I mean, certainly it's a fascinating idea, but once you start the project, you get the ball rolling. How do you know, or when do you reach the point where you realize, hey, there's really a full-length movie in this?
Well, I think what happened was, you start to realize how personal the stories are when you start interviewing, and then you have these couples that met at the sanatorium when they were both sick, and they're showing us love letters that they wrote to each other, and you start to learn the scope of the disease and how many people were affected, and it just started to steamroll, and we were blessed to get a lot of really great footage that hasn't been seen in years and years from archives like National Library of Medicine, the National Jewish Hospital out in Colorado. We've just been really blessed with lots of interesting images and photographs.
Sure. I tried to touch on, while you were waiting in the green room, next to Scott Baio earlier in the show, I tried to mention, we
were talking about Charles in Charge.
I'm sure you were.
So.
He's being bumped tonight. I'm sorry, Scott. We'll have you back as soon as is humanly possible. But what can I was trying to talk to, Eric a little bit about, what we can expect in the movie. Obviously, I've seen an advanced copy because I'm a very important person.
Absolutely.
But without giving too much away for the folks that haven't seen it yet, what can we expect? I mean, obviously probably interviews, testimonials with people who worked there, actual patients. I mean, what can we look forward to?
Well, it's more than just a disease film. It's not just a disease of the week movie. It really goes into the human side of this disease and how families were affected. We're talking about, the life and the love in a distant place comes from these families were broken up and teenagers were diagnosed with this disease where in the 30s and 40s, they didn't really know how to stop it. The only thing that they could do was send you away to a sanatorium where you would stay for 2-3 years and just basically rest.
Yeah.
And I think, that's a really powerful thing. If you think back a couple of years when you were, 15.
Just 5 short years ago, sure.
You would, that's a big thing, a big jump. You get sent away from your family and from your school and from your friends to stay in this sanatorium where you don't know anyone and you don't know if you're going to live or if you're going to die. And I think it's a really powerful story.
Yeah.
And I think people will really enjoy it.
It's funny, when I was 15, I was living at Neverland. So, that's awful.
Now, awful. You're too old.
I know. Talk to us about the challenges you faced with this production. I imagine, obviously, with the Rocky Point film, there were many, many hurdles to clear to get that thing made, and it was just fantastic. And I'm sure this film was going to be just as good. What were the biggest challenges for you you as a director, you know, that faced you? I mean, were there any? Maybe you're just so good, nothing phases you.
Yeah, it just all comes real natural.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it was
is it tracking down the people? I mean, is it the, you know?
Yeah, tracking down. One of the hardest things that I have, that I find is that is cutting people out.
Yeah.
We do a lot of really wonderful interviews, and for this film we did, and for Rocky Point too, it's really hard to make decisions as to who to cut from the film. You know, for this movie we had to cut it down to a certain length in order to get it onto PBS, where it's going to be broadcast on March 25th at 8 p.m.
Fantastic. You are shameless, David.
Yes, I am.
So am I. So,
that's why we get along so
that's
famously.
Right.
But you know, it's and I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, so I had to cut down a lot, and you know, there's going to be people coming on February 13th at the world premiere, Stadium Theater, 8 p.m. Tickets are $12 at stadiumtheater.com. You know, it's going to be hard to face some of the families who think they're going to be in the movie, but we just had to cut them in order to get it down to a certain time.
It'd be ironic if some of the people who didn't make it into the film have to be institutionalized. Wouldn't that be a sad...
Well, they'll all be on the DVD. We'll put them on the...
like you were able to do with Rocky Point. You got everybody in there.
Additional interviews on the DVD.
I think my favorite part of the film was when Jack Nicholson tried to escape from the hospital. I'm sorry, no.
Put the ball in the hoop, Chief.
I'm sorry, yeah, Chief. Now, certainly people can learn more about this film at your official website. Talk to us about On the Lake Movie.
OnTheLakeMovie.com.
Okay.
Yeah, you can learn more about the disease itself. Obviously, you know, one of the things that we really wanted to get across to people is, you know, we wanted to tell this story, but also to let people know that this disease hasn't gone away. And, you know, in America, we're blessed with the ability to fight it. We have powerful drugs, great hospitals, great doctors. But around the world, there were 9 million new cases last year around the world, and in struggling countries, this is a real problem.
Sorry,
yeah, and we got to get you checked out.
Just being a jerk. Now, talk to us about your career.
Keep your sputum to yourself.
Certainly expecting a big turnout then, hopefully on February the 13th. Certainly by the time some of you are watching this, it may have passed us by.
Because of this show, we will probably sell out.
Certainly, obviously, duh.
Yeah.
So OnTheLakeMovie.com.
OnTheLakeMovie.com. You can get all the information about upcoming screenings.
Fantastic. Well, we are certainly very much looking forward to this production. Now, what's next for you, David Betancourt, filmmaker?
Yes.
I mean, you've always got your hand in something.
I'm working on a few
Thankfully,
things.
not my pants, but
yeah, no pants. Wayne and I are working on a film together that I'm not going to talk about yet.
Okay.
But some of the, if you remember from Rocky Point, the punk rock band Neutral Nation was in the movie.
Of course.
We're doing a film about them. It's called It's a Bash.
Okay.
You can learn more
I'm
about
more of
it
the Hall & Oates kind of guy.
NeutralNationMovie.com.
Okay.
But it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of punk rock, a lot of rock and roll.
Very nice. So we can look forward to that next, and I hope you come back to discuss that film with us.
Anytime, you know.
All right. Your price is going up after the success of Rocky Point.
Well, you know, Scott Baio and I just made a deal. We're going to do a sitcom together.
Awesome. Well, keep us posted.
Yes.
David, always good to see you. Thank you for
so
being
much.
here.
Thank you.
David Betancourt, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only. We'll be right back after this.